Good day, everyone. About to start the presentation, so before we continue, I'll check the different devices, see how it sounds. Try to share the screen, so a minute. Okay, I think it's working fine. So if you're having problems with the sound, you can please write in the comment section so I can check in. So now we're resizing the camera so we can start the presentation. Okay, we're ready to go. Okay, hope you can be seen. So we're going to talk about the cryptocurrency Bennett, which this project is about. So first of all, we're going to be discussing about the history, how it came about, what brought the idea and the inspiration for this currency. Okay, we'll read. During the reign of Constantine the Great, the Roman Empire was in a deep economic crisis, and Constantine the Great solved the problem of the economic crisis by carrying out a set of measures to reform the monetary system of the Roman Empire and introducing a new currency, the solid. The essence of the solid was related to its high quality and constant interchangeable weight, which made it possible to exchange these coins for any other, as well as non-ferrous metals, primarily gold. And in today's understanding, the solid acted as a kind of gold standard. The name solid comes from the Latin word solidus, which means solid, durable, and massive. And it was the strength of the solid that was the result of the fact that the solid was the main monetary unit of Rome and later of Byzantium for 700 years. And due to the high standard, which remained almost unchanged until the fall of Constantinople, a solid had a significant impact on the minting of gold coins in neighboring countries. So if you have been following our live meeting, you'll be able to understand that in every state that we live in, every state that we occupy, we've noticed that usually there's always something about the economy. I mean, if the economy goes bad or like there's an imbalance in the economy, it's as a result of a bad event or something that is not very profitable, like an event that happened before the economy imbalance. Okay, I'll give you an example, like the COVID-19 that happened some years back. What happened to the economy after? What was the aftermath after the COVID-19 virus? We all know that a lot of prices of commodities increased, and over there was a problem. There was a deep economic crisis in Rome, and it was as a result of some disadvantageous events. And this event actually caused Rome's economic balance to be imbalanced. Yes, it caused the economy to be in a crisis. And Constantine, being the ruler at that time, being the ruler of Rome, he had to prepare a new solution to this. So he introduced, he reformed the monetary system by explaining that monetary system is simply the way at which money flows in a particular country or a particular state. So Constantine reformed the monetary system in the Roman Empire because the old monetary system couldn't solve the problems. So you had to reform it, you have to recreate it and introduce a new currency, which was called the solid. And why was the solid able to solve the problem of Rome at that time? It tells over you that the solid had some characteristics, and when it has these characteristics, it never changes. So when it is at this price, it's at this price. Everyone will know that this coin is at this price and it can be trusted. Okay, over here it says over here it says solid, durable, and massive. The three main qualities of the solid at that time. The name of the currency was called the solid. So this is the first part, the bit of the issue of how this cryptocurrency Bennett came about. So as we go on, we'll be able to understand. Okay, now briefly about cryptocurrencies. Today, although gold has a certain value, but from the point of view of modern economic theory, it is only an additional tool that ensures the stability of the economy. The reforms of Constantine the Great are a kind of prototype for the creation of modern cryptocurrencies. At the World Economic Forum in 2016, the complete displacement of paper money by cryptocurrencies was predicted, and many researchers note that this process is in some way irreversible. Cryptocurrency is strong because it does not depend much on the global economy, and cryptocurrency cannot be stolen, devalued, or denominated by a state decree. A modern cryptocurrency in some way is so that it meets modern economic requirements. Okay, I'll start to explain from the bottom, saying the cryptocurrency is like a solid which meets economic requirements. The main function of a solid is to solve the economic problems in a particular country. So basically, the cryptocurrency is like the equivalent of what the solid was. So the solid was during the time of Rome, and now the cryptocurrency is now in our generation. We can see how it works. And the main difference is the solid at that time was a visual, like something, not visual actually, something you could actually see. It was visual, that's the word visual. It was tangible, you could feel the currency. But this cryptocurrency now is on the virtual space, which we all know as the blockchain. So that's the main difference. And over here it says a research was taken in 2016, and the researchers said that the result was they noticed that in future cryptocurrency will be more used than the paper money which everyone uses I think, yes, all countries are still using paper money, if I'm not mistaken. So they say that in the future, and this experiment was conducted in 2016, and then now we are already seeing the changes that many things we buy, they don't digitally, we order things online, we pay with our cards, and we don't usually pay with the real cash. And it's as the research and it's actually going because the reason for this we understand here is because over here is cryptocurrency is strong and does not depend on the global economy. So you can have your paper money, but that paper money does not entirely belong to you because the economy of your country contributes to the power that your money has. Because you can't say some currencies are as powerful as the dollar. We all know that it can be different. The dollar is one of the main standard. Let's say a particular currency converted to dollar, you will be able to see the big difference at let me say like some African countries. Some African countries can be able to see the big difference of the dollar money and the money. You can see that just $10 can be resulting to thousands in a different African currency. That's what I mean by cryptocurrency is different because cryptocurrency is not affected by your country. But if you're talking about the real currency, your country's economy will always affect it. So in the future, the more people see the advantages that cryptocurrency comes with, after your country can never affect it. You see people begin to move to the cryptocurrency space. That's what it means by in future. The paper money will be less used. Another it also says it's strong because okay, it says it cannot be stolen the value of the denominated by state. So the state cannot suppress the power at which the cryptocurrency has, and it cannot be stolen. So if you have a cryptocurrency, it's yours. And the only reason it can be stolen is if you will kill us with your informations like your careless to password, your passcode, and informations like that. But if those are still kept with you, no one is going to take your cryptocurrency because it's still yours. Okay, now the future of cryptocurrencies. The modern world is faced with an unprecedented level of unpredictability crisis related to coronavirus infections, which continues to this day. The pandemic will end, but the world community must inevitably solve the problems associated with the restoration of the global financial system. I was explaining that there's usually a bad event. I wouldn't want to say bad, I would say disadvantageous event. Something that does not bring you advantage or does not bring you profit. It's usually an event that happens before the economy of a country becomes bad or becomes unstable. So I explained before that we were able to notice that during the coronavirus, afterwards, the world faced imbalance in the economy and instability. So let's continue. Now, the future of cryptocurrencies. One of the solutions to such problems is the development of the cryptocurrency market and the widespread introduction of the ability to pay with it in a variety of countries, both in cash or digital money. As states cannot take such a step, otherwise they will become disconnected from the world economy. Before I continue, please, if you're not hearing me, please indicate in the comment section because I think this place echoes, but it's quiet than the other places I use. So if you're not hearing me, please indicate so I can actually change the way I speak, make it louder or something. If states cannot take such a step, otherwise they'll become disconnected from the world economy. If we analyze the history of Solid, we can say that this coin has long been the main one not only in Rome but also in Asia, and its importance in many ways predetermined the development of financial systems not only in Rome but also in other countries. The main idea in this case is to increase reinforcement in confidence in a particular currency. It is a cryptocurrency that acts as an innovative tool that can not only stop inflation but also provide an unprecedented increase in cost. Okay, talking about the Solid first. So when the Solid was able to solve the problems in Rome at that time, not only Rome was the country using it, other countries also used it. So when the countries definitely when they noticed that this was I would say a very advantageous way for the country's economy to move forward, other countries adopted it. Obviously, we see that not only in Europe but also in Asia. So they also adopted this monetary system. And it also says here that cryptocurrency's main power or main aim is not just to stop inflation, but it's to also give you as the user a profit, a certain increase in profit. Okay. It is talking about how another form of how another monetary system was introduced. Okay, before I continue, let me check the comment section. Okay, none yet. Okay, the modern financial system is a model of relationships based on trust, And the history of the fiat money began in 1347 with what's fiat money? Fiat money is simply that the government of the state having the ability to control the amount of printed money in the state. So you can say, I want this number of this particular coin, particular currency to be printed. That's what fiat money basically means in the common definition. Like I really know, it was the year of the outbreak of the Black Plague, and this was the beginning of the economic crisis, to get out of which people had to reform the monetary system and created a new type of money, which is called the fiat money, from the Latin word proclamation and permission. It was during the year of the terrible epidemic that society agreed with the proclamation of status of paper money as a means of payment. The production of paper claims was turned into a business whose name is seigniorage. Can I already explain what fiat money is? We were able to see that fiat money was first introduced in Florence after the Black Plague. So definitely there was a bad thing that happened. It's definitely a bad thing because it definitely would have taken a lot of lives. And so it's actually made the economy not to be stable, and they had to reform the monetary system. So that's why they created the fiat money. After the crisis, they had to have to reform the monetary system so that the economy can return into its balanced state. So after that, okay, before I go to that, we'll see it as we're done. Okay, since the production of paper claims was turned into a business whose name is seigniorage. So this business has been occupied everywhere. Like everyone has adopted it. Almost everyone in the world, I can say 90% of the world is using the fiat money, like the paper money, which you all know. And this business is called seigniorage. That's for fun fact. The seigniorage is the income received by the issuer of money on the right of ownership. The seigniorage business consisted of minting coins from the customer's material, whereas payment for the work performed, the senior kept part of the material for himself. Centuries later, the spiral of history is making a new turn. Once again, the world is facing an epidemic that has caused a global crisis of confidence in the established institutions of power and financial institutions over the centuries. Also talking about the COVID-19, making reference to it, how it actually shaped the economy. I think it's bigger like this. Let me check on the device if it's okay. Okay, I hope this can be seen properly. I'm just reading the text. I can scroll so you can see the logo. But the text is the main thing. What is Bennett? When it comes to economics, it's necessary to turn to the experience of our ancestors, without repeating their mistakes and taking as the best that our predecessors had. It is for this reason that we want to remember the legacy of Constantine the Great and present the Bennett Project. Bennett, abbreviated for the word benediction, is a project to revive in the virtual space the equivalent of a gold solid, which has become a prototype of modern reserve currencies used worldwide as a benchmark for the value of fiat money. So, in conclusion, Bennett is having all these features that were been listed. So, the reason it's listing all these features to tell you that Bennett has all these features. He has the ability to work with the fiat money. He has the ability to give you benediction, you benefiting from it, which is the definition of benediction, and it's also a prototype of the solid. The solid is, I explained that it was used to solve the problem during the Roman time, and this Bennett is going to be in the virtual space. And as we go on, we see that Bennett has its own blockchain, which it can also work with. Okay, the definition is right here. Bennett is a peer-to-peer network with its own blockchain, and blockchain is used to store data, the format of which allows you to securely store recorded information about any event created in a cryptographic application. Bennett is a decentralized cryptocurrency with an environmentally friendly mining method for each owner. The consensus of the decentralized network and the integrity of the blockchain are achieved thanks to advanced development. We're saying that anyone mining Bennett have it at ease because it's something that is ecologically friendly, it's environmentally friendly. So in case you want to see the logos, and it is that you can put text. A little bit about blockchain. As we start a cryptocurrency, the Bennett database is built and stored in a linked series of blocks known as the blockchain. And the advanced algorithm proof-of-timestake is an impeccable implementation of the age of coin concept. Age of coin concept is resistant to all possible attacks on the blockchain in order to falsify transactions and generate new coins. In the proof-of-timestake model used by Bennett, network security is regulated by nodes that have a share of coins in the network. And okay, The security of Bennett, one of the part that keeps the security of Bennett safely is regulated by nodes that have a share of the coins in the network. So what are nodes? I just go over it. A Bennett network node is any device that contributes a transaction or block data to the network. Any device with the Bennett software is treated as a node. So if I'm operating the Bennett software on my phone, my device, my phone is a node, and if I'm doing it on my PC is a node. And according to this place, see, network security is it says network security is regulated by nodes that have a share of coins in the network. So the security of the network is also regulated by me as my device as a node. So everyone contributes to it. That's basically what decentralized means. Everyone coming together and making the thing secure. The Bennett network has remained decentralized since its inception, and as the numbers of users grows, it becomes more and more decentralized. Bennett uses an eco-friendly mining system in which each coin is a virtual mining farm with a differentiated generation rate. Bennett, and depending on whether the account provides generation of new blocks in the blockchain. Bennett network nodes do not issue coins as a result of creating blocks, but only determine the rate of generation of new coins for the accounts involved in maintaining the operation of the decentralized network, for which they receive commissions for the transactions recorded in block they created. Okay, how does it work? How does the mining work? No, not how. We'll give him the definition for this definition basically. First, okay, reading. Eco-friendly mining of Bennett is performed in two states. There are two methods as which is performed, two main ones, which is the soft mining and the hard mining. In the same way that soft mining is a software method for generating new coins with an account balance available to each coin holder using a private access key. So the private access key is one of the information you should keep safely. And the soft mining is the software method of mining Bennett coins. I showed you last time that it's you having the coins in the coin mining at a particular rate. So this is basically soft mining. You can't. It works with the system. Okay, now the hard mining. Hard mining is a software and hardware method of mining coins using specialized equipment that stores an up-to-date copy of the blockchain and is synchronized with the general network to participate in the generation of new blocks. So the soft mining is having to do with the software method and the hard mining is having to do with the software and hardware method. I explained that software is like the part you can touch and the hardware is the part you can touch. The hardware is basically like a machine that works, is synchronized with the blockchain and keeps some up-to-date information on it, and also works with your account and your wallet. So that's also has to do with advanced steps in your wallet. Okay, the other part. Bennett eco-friendly mining is a perfect patent-protected tool for promotion and popularization, allowing you to establish links with blockchain fixation according to the principles of multi-level marketing. It was created on the basis of time-tested technologies in businesses developing on the basis of network structures and other cryptocurrencies. The main advantage of Bennett eco-friendly mining is reliable protection against interference in the mining mechanism and its absolute transparency. All users can track the number of coins mined in real time. I explained this always that with the Bennett software, you can be able to explain every changes that go on in the product. You can be able to give an explanation because there's always a means which you can check it. So you will not be always surprised. Let's say you leave your coin at a particular number and you come after some time, you open your application or software and discover that your coin has increased or decreased. There's a way it's increased, so there will be an explanation for that also. But it definitely increases according to mining. So you will always have a reason for that because there's a place over there on the software where you can, where you can see the movement, how the coin has moved at a particular time. I hope that's understood. Okay, now, what is it for? What is it for? We understand the importance of decentralized database, which are usually called blockchain. And we had an idea. We tried to combine the reliability and security of the classic cryptocurrency, as well as the advantages of hash functions, the use of which is in demand in various spheres of human life, for which we created the Bennett Hash crypto application. Bennett Hash is a decentralized platform for storing important or interesting events taking place in people's lives. So there's a part of the cryptocurrency that's called the hash function, spelled H-A-S-H, and this part of the cryptocurrency helps with the information part, keeping the information safely. The information of every user and the blockchain, all the information security aspects kept there. And Many people don't know about it because if you're new to this, you probably must have read this for the first time. So Bennett is fully introducing it into the Bennett blockchain and using it as a real function, not just for information about transaction. But now keeping information of different parts of people's life. According to the definition, it says Bennett Dash is a decentralized platform for storing important or interesting events taking place in people's life. So events like weddings, funerals, how do I say, anniversaries, celebrations, birthdays, and graduations, different events can all be stored there. And not just happy events, all events like registration or everything in has to do with event, accidents on the road, disobeying of traffic laws, they're all events and accidents, so they can be stored. I believe that is a native application that allows you to send any event, incident, state with accurate time recording and hashtag of the event. All events are stored in a cryptographically protected blockchain database running in a peer-to-peer network and Java environment. Okay, just speaking of how you can really store, okay, I explained that okay, over here say you can store with accurate time recording, so you can actually store information with the exact time and seconds at which you put the also time at which you put the information on the Bennett hash. And also talking about hashtag, I'll give you an example instead of giving you a long explanation. Let's say you put let's say you deal cars, that's your business. Let's say you deal cars. So you put a picture of a Ferrari on your Facebook page, for instance, and at the top you put an hashtag. We all know what the hash is. Can I get a place to write? I don't think so. But an hashtag is, you must have seen it, the hash. If you can't, you can just type on the browser this hashtag. You see what the hash sign is. So basically, you put the hashtag and you put information about the vehicle you have put as a picture. Let's say, for instance, the first hashtag you put the Ferrari. The second hashtag can be sports car. You can put another hashtag as many as you want, as the space can contain. They put another hashtag. You can say V8 engine. I hope I'm not mistaken. I'm not too good with cars, but I'm just giving an example. So you can say V8 engine, and you put another hashtag. You can also say size of the wheels and another hashtag. Information about the car. So basically, you just put in information about it. And if someone wants to search about Ferraris on Facebook, for instance, and Facebook only gives information on recent posts to the latest from the how do I say, from the early post to the late post, like from the earlier to the latest. So that I'm not mistaken. So if Facebook want to do that, and someone just puts like on the browser, on the Facebook search bar, and puts something like Ferrari, or let's say V8 engine Ferrari, the information will definitely be among the things popping up, because it's one way to those hashtags. You're just like thinking about what people can search for information and putting them already close to your image that you have posted, so that when anybody search, it can actually come out as an information. So basically, this hashtag will be in the Bennett dash, in the sense that you can keep your information and put a lot of hashtags. So when you want to get the information, you don't have to try to find the exact name or the exact title you use. You can just use the hashtag as which you use it. The information is out. Let's understood. Okay, now Bennett coins are used as fuel to upload Bennett Dash to the blockchain. So for your Bennett Dash to work in the blockchain, you have to have some amount of Bennett coins to buy space. Okay, over here you said we have implemented an environmentally friendly mining way of mining coins and burning coins efficiently. As upload files, the user burns coins in the proportion of 10 Bennett coins for 1 KB of information recorded in a block limited to 20 MB. So go to this page. The minimum block days 2 MB can contain the maximum of 2 MB. So their blocks, and these blocks can contain maximum of 2 MB each. And so the conversion is 10 Bennett coins equivalent to 1 KB. And the conversion of space, then 1000 KB is equal to 1 MB. So if you say you want to keep an image of 1 MB, let's say a file of 1 MB here in the Bennett Dash. If you're not familiar with this, you should be. If you're familiar with your files, your phone, you see that some files are kept in KB. KB is the smallest, and the next one is MB, which is the KB is kilobytes, MB is megabytes. If you have the internet connection, you should also know this. The next one after megabytes is GB, which is gigabytes, and the next one is TB, which is terabytes. That's very big. But over here, so let's say you want to keep a file of 1 MB, and you know that 1 KB is equals to 1000 a 1000 KB is equals to 1 MB. So basically, you have to multiply 10 Bennett times 1000 KB, which would be 10,000. I think it would be 10,000 Bennett points. So 10,000 Bennett goes to buy you 1 MB of space. So you have 1 MB of space. You can buy 1 MB of space on your block that contains maximum of 2 MB, and you can put your information. So it's as simple as that. So your information will be bound and kept. I explained like 10 bound is used in like a CD. Let's say CD. You want to put information in an empty CD. The process of putting that information is called bonding. So basically, your information will be bound and be able to kept in the Bennett hash, not CD. Please don't misunderstand. Okay, now scope of application. To blend the Bennett hash. Bennett hash is the world's first public blockchain repository, the use of which is required in many areas of real economy. So basically, the economy is in need of all this because with the means at which you store our information, not everything is kept safe. Because, like, let's say, we have people store information in vaults, people storing information as paper forms and keeping them in files, and this cannot really be trustworthy. Before I phrase it, trustworthy, this cannot be really safe because you're at risk of many natural things. Let's say, for instance, the risk of the wind. Some objects can get damaged because of the wind. Some objects can get damaged because of water or liquid. But if you keep your information dependent, there's nothing because the only person accessible to it is you or someone that has your private access key if you lose it. So I hope that's understood. So scope of application. I hope this is saying properly. Already in 2024, we will release an application for free access, which we'll be able to use for notaries. And notaries simply mean like you can use it for duplicating registers and signatures of participants. Let's say you are registering a particular event or exam or job or something. Just after the registration, you're going to university or institution. Your events or your registers and your signatures can be kept on Bennett hash. They can be viewed anytime. They can be kept on the university's Bennett hash platform, for instance. And information about you as a student will always be there. You won't have to go through a lot of processes to get information from files and stuff. You know, IRB administration. IRB administration for photography accidents with instant uploading of incident photos to the blockchain. So basically, it's anything that happens, any event. It doesn't have to be an accident of two cars hitting each other. It can be any event. Literally, someone breaking the traffic law, someone crossing the road without the light on the zebra crossing turning green. Event, anything happen on the street or on the road can be uploaded to the Bennett hash platform. Let's say like security purposes. And this can also work with the power of the satellite that also works in space. Be able to get information faster because not everyone will be in the road in all seasons taking pictures. So that's understood also. Okay, now talking about law-related information. Say for signing contracts with possibility of publicly requesting data from the Bennett blockchain. So law-related information like transactions between people, proof of ownerships, deeds of transfers, information and files can also be kept. Law-related information of countries and states can also be kept on the Bennett hash platform. Okay. Okay, now we have other two subs here. We have scope of application, which is in the near future. We have planned to release two apps from the Bennett series. So first they're releasing two apps, which will be the sets to the Bennett to protect against unfound harassment or found accusations of harassment. Explain that we have been able to use that. Usually people come with allegations, true or false, we don't really know, we're not there when things happened. But with the presence of text to Bennett, for Bennett 6, we'll be able to keep information about about people. Let's say not we, them themselves. Let's say there's two individuals in a relationship, which is not a new thing, and let's say they come together and decide to put the information on Bennett 6. They put the information that they're actually in a relationship. And let's say they're keeping every event of how they are doing this. They went on a date on this day, and it's their life, but no one is having the access to that account except the two of them. And that account cannot have any addictive except the two of them comes together. So there's no means at which someone can lie or make up a story. And if an event of allegations comes up, the Bennett says will always serve as a means of safety and as evidence. That's the word. Related to law-related information also. Okay, now Bennett also Auto Bennett Says over Benedetto. It's for those who want to set speed record. So the speed records. Okay, I also explained it that over here it says the first crypto app to protect the right of car owners, raisers, sellers, and buyers. So anything related to vehicles and automobiles, it's taken care of here. Related to information also. Okay, now talking about the World Chronicle of Events. What exactly is the World Chronicle of Events? The most important application of our technology is something that's not. Okay, if I continue, let me check the comment section. Important. Okay, not yet. But the most important application of our technology is something that's not yet close to the market. The World Chronicle of Events. And this is a chronicle written by people who speak different languages, profess different religions, and live in different parts of the globe. After all, the most important thing is memory, the past. And the past is the beginning of the whole present. The future is impossible without the past. To the work, I usually explain this, talking about something like saying close to the market. Notice that businesses businesses have a pattern at which they can work. Not every business that work in Europe will work in Africa. Not every business that work in Africa will work in America. It's just wide and different. Not every business working in America will work in Asia. So there's always something like called business where that we have to be able to understand business that can work in different places. Like you say, you want to open, like I usually use this as an example. If you open a coffee business in Africa, you might not make the profit you want because Africans are not too into coffee. They're into other forms of tea, but coffee, not really. So if you're trying to open it, you have to go through a lot of processes, a lot of work, like trying to convince people the importance of coffee, and they still might not buy it because it's something they've been using from ages, drinking the normal tea. But if according to this place talking about the world economy, depending is a different project. It's going to help everyone's economy. So basically, there's no restrictions to it. That's just the world economic event. Everyone will see an importance in it, and it will be very easy for the entire world to be able to understand as far as they understand the particular language at which it speaks. As the world economic event, and over here it says, with our application, we have the opportunity to upload events important to your family to the data warehouse, be it photos, videos, or documents. And thus, in 100 or 200 years, your descendants will easily be able to learn everything about you, see what you were, and therefore remember you always, in fact, give you immortality. After all, when a person is remembered, he is immortal. This is the beauty of blockchain. Your events will not disappear anywhere because they are stored on a million devices around the world. This is an answer to a question like saying, what if the events are deleted? They can't be deleted. Even if your device goes bad or you delete the application, the events are still stored there and they'll be accessible to just you as the owner of the account. If you have your public, your private access key, definitely. This way you definitely leave your mark on the world chronicle. To anyone running on Bennett software, anyone with the knowledge writing their story in the world chronicle, not literally actually, but you're having an impact. You have used it, you have gone through it. So, yeah. With the help of Benedash, the past, present, and future of you and your family has exists, and will always exist. How can you get the point? Okay. Not to just run through this, you can actually go to the link and send in the comment section. And if you do not want to use it, you can actually go through and put it on your browser to redirect you, maybe to Telegram, I think. And this you can also get the application on you can get this application on Google Play Store, not the iPhone. The iPhone does not have this yet, so it's developed, but it's not out yet. You know, this information here. When I was talking about your wallet, the prison, there's a condition for that. So the condition is, please listen attentively for this one. Eco-friendly mining Bennett allows you to minimize the coin. Eco-friendly mining Bennett allows you to minimize the cost of electricity and issue new coins on the account. The maximum number of coins that can be mined in one section does not exceed 10,000 Bennett. And upon reaching 100,000 Bennett, the account stops mining until its balance decreases. So, okay, so it's saying over here that if your account gets to 100,000 Bennett coins in one wallet, in one section, your account will start decreasing. And the reason for this is to avoid inflation. So what do we do when our account gets here? The solution is giving you. Yeah, read. I have to reduce this so you can read this. I'll just read it. So turning this. The blended cryptocurrency implements the function of increasing the base rate of coin mining for miners who support the performance of the peer-to-peer network. For what the tools balancer used to confirm transactions made on the network, the base rate of coin mining is 1% per day, and regardless of the balance, such mining parameters, regardless of the balance, such mining parameters are applied and valid for 30,000 blocks for the moment of generation of a valid block accepted by the network. At the same time, mining acceleration coefficients from wallets affiliated with them are also applied to such wallets. Okay, that might be hard to understand, but I'll just give you the stable, give you explanation of what they are. Okay, this first table. At the basic speed of eco-friendly soft mining without a complicated coefficient. Over here we have the amount of coins they account. Big. I think this is big enough. The amount of coins in the account, and over here we have the percentage of mining coins in 24 hours without a complicated coefficient. And how does this work? Let's say you have less than 1 Bennett coin in your account. Let's say you have 0.205, just random numbers. I'm making random numbers. I don't mean your account have random numbers. So basically, if you have less than 1 Bennett coin and some numbers after the point, that's less than 1 Bennett. If you have that amount, it doesn't care how much is amount after the point, you'll be mining at 1%. So if you have 0 point and numbers, you mine at 1%, which is the slowest actually. And to increase that, you have to increase your account balance. So basically, if you have from 1 Bennett coin to 10,000 Bennett coin, you mine at 0.25%. 0.25%. So that's faster. And also, if you have 10,000 Bennett to 100,000 Bennett, I remember this is the maximum, and for me, your account starts going down. So there's a solution to this. So if you have from 10,000 to 100,000, you are mining at 0.5%. Okay, now the solution to the problem of, not the problem actually, the function of your account going back to 0 or reducing. The coefficient of acceleration of coin mining from affiliated wallet in 10 generations. So this is the acceleration coefficient, and it is the volume of coins of the structure of Lens accounts in 10 generations. And let's say, okay, before I continue, what's affiliated wallet is you have the first wallet, you have coins in it, so you made a second wallet. By the way, this payment software has the ability to contain as many wallets as you want to make or open. For now, I think. And also, how to make affiliated wallet. So you have, it says from affiliated wallets in 10 generations. So basically 10 wallets at the same time. So let's say you have the first wallet, you made the second wallet. The first money you sent, or the first Bennett coin you sent from. The first Bennett coin you sent to your second wallet would be from your first wallet. You made your third wallet, and the first Bennett coin you sent to your third wallet would be from your second wallet. You made the first would be from the third, you made the fifth would be from the fourth. And so you made the 10th wallet, and the 10th wallet got its first Bennett coin from the 9th wallet. So basically, they're all affiliated, they will cut in their incomes from each other, and they're connected. So altogether, if you have the amount of 100,000 Bennett to a million Bennett, you're mining at acceleration rate of 1.2. And if you have from a million Bennett to 10 million Bennett, you mine at 1.5 acceleration coefficient. And if you have 100 million so if you have 10 million to 100 million Bennett, you mine at 1.8. And if you have over 100 million Bennett, you mine at 2. So basically increases as you use. Talking about the roadmap of things that has happened. Sorry. To date, the following task has been completed. The blockchain was launched on the blockchain launched on 19th December 2021, last year, pretty recent, and we have started to responsibly implement the memorandum describing the document section of our paper. Our own wallet for Android devices has already been developed, and I explained that before. You can get it on your Android device. There's no device for the App Store yet. Number 4 says on July 7, 2022, the exchange trading of the Bennett cryptocurrency began on the exchange xt.com. And number 5, in the very near future, a wallet will appear in the App Store. I explained that the iPhone users and Apple users. And number 6, on August 15, 2022, a grand event took place. The company Soldo Constant Limited has completed the purchase and merger with the company BNP Limited. The BNP Limited is a pioneer in the field of software development, data processing, as well as other activities in the field of information technology. Okay, now, the Bennett philosophy. Okay, this might not be seen, I just want this to be read faster as I have to minimize it. Bennett is not only a cryptocurrency, it is also a philosophy, and not everyone likes it. A real cryptocurrency cannot have a declared value, so Bennett is worth nothing. The main advantage of our project is its absolute openness and transparency for users, which is confirmed by the history of its transaction. Each wallet owner is an issuer respectively. The more people use it, the more reliable durable the project is. I think that decentralized simply means the more people using a particular project, the more trustworthiness they get in it. Okay. But currently, we're making every effort to make our project interesting in various countries of the world. We hope that our concept of scenery, which we later be used to upload events to Benedict, will be of interest to many. In order to become an ambassador project in your country, you need to fill out the form on the website. Okay, before let me just show you what that's like. Minute. Sorry, there was a problem with the internet. I think it's connected now, so I just do this. Hope it works now. Great, it works. Okay. I hope you can see. And now this is the Bennett website. To top the bottom, talking about the white people, Bennett white people. You can check it in different languages. And this is one. Okay. And it's tokenomics. Check if you can see a thing. Okay. Checking wallets and blockchain. It has to do with accounting memorandum, Bennett CC. There's a final issue. So I think about 150 billion Bennett coins. I think that will be being Bennett coins that were released. Okay, I think so. An initial emission of in the amount of 10% of the final emission of Bennett cryptocurrency in the amount of 150 billion coins was made. So basically, we are all sharing from this 150 billion. So, okay. Okay, this is xd.com. I don't know what this. Okay, I think you should be talking about. I don't know what this one is. Okay, now to be an ambassador, this is the option here. You just have to put your name, your total native, name, your professional language, your location, and all this is to do about you're telling about yourself, your email, your about your phone number, your social link, Facebook, Instagram, or Telegram, or what. LinkedIn, that's it. So geolocation, you can go to your map. You can go on the internet and search where you are on the map. And you can actually give an accurate. Like you can copy the link and send you. There's a way you can do it on the map and share your location. So that's also understood. Okay, now I'm printing this one. Okay, it says the point here says perhaps the most important clause of our Benedict platform is that there is no censorship here. There is only the truth. There is only the truth here. You will not be able to delete or retouch a photo or events. You will not be able to change the documents that you upload, and that's fine. It will allow you to remain real, natural, and sincere. Sincerity has magnetism. Sincerity has magnetism, and it's always felt by people. Sincere interest is always rewarded. A smile will always be rewarded. Sincerity allows you to feel life at full capacity. It allows you to show Natural individuality and many people put in spirit. Together we are always stronger. Join us and many blessings constantly the great combination. Then at the word of CEO, God is battle of the founder. It says, it seems to me that we've come up with something not yet that's not yet close to the market. We have come up with, let's call it, for example, a word concomitant, and this is a current written by people who speak different languages, profess different religions, and live in different parts of the globe. Okay, now this, the lead manager is Igor Mishanov, and Dmitry Sokolov is the founder of Soldo Constant LTD. I think this, okay. Now the benediction, the last words she says, nothing can stop us anymore because the brand is not important, words are not important, components are not important, only one thing is important, unification. The more of us, the stronger we are, the more of us, the stronger we are, and we are together, and the blessing of Constantine is with us. That brings us to the end of the presentation. So if there's nothing you understood from this presentation, please, I would like to take your, there's something you need to understand in it. Okay. If you need to understand something or the questions or doubts, you can actually put them in the comment section before we end the meeting. So I'll be waiting a few minutes. Okay, so currently there are no questions or contributions, so I'm saying good night to everyone. Please like, subscribe, comment, and we'll see you next time on the same channel. Good night. Have a nice day.